Good evening. Today is May 30th, and today I'll continue to be talking about the coronavirus. So, the first piece of news is that many runners and people are confused by the patchwork of advisories that different cities and states have put in place. In most places, there are no concrete rules that require those exercising outdoors to wear face coverings, though carrying a mask as a precaution and keeping a healthy distance is recommended more or less everywhere. However, there are people outside who would yell at people walking or running and exercising that they should wear a mask. Yet many runners and cyclists find it challenging to inhale through masks as their heart rate rises, prompting some to do without. This has raised questions about how to work out safely, particularly if you're planning on venturing into a crowded area. So first, there is no scientific consensus around the importance of wearing a mask while exercising, primarily because there's not much research that has been done. Many of the most basic questions, such as whether heavier breathing increases the risk of spreading the virus, remain unanswered. Even so, runners can balance safety and personal comfort with a few widely agreed upon measures like wearing face gaiters or avoiding running directly behind someone for prolonged periods. Other tips include refrain from spitting, take a wide berth around others when passing, and think twice before yelling at anyone who may be flouting the rules. Because if you are wearing a mask and running, you could have heavy breathing and having trouble breathing to keep up with your running. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is that as states move to cautiously lift restrictions on workplaces, critical questions are emerging about the role of public transit in helping employees return. The CDC issued advice that employees should be against using mass transit, instead recommending options like individual car-based commuting, which previously was widely discouraged as environmentally unsustainable. However, in many places the transportation systems that get the transportation systems that get workers and customers to the businesses are still viewed as risky. The economic viability of many transit systems is also uncertain, as riders have avoided already strained systems in recent months, and states and cities are facing daunting budget shortfalls. In New York City, for example, ridership is down more than 90%, and the subway system was already on the brink of a financial crisis in April, poised to lose $8.5 billion even after service cuts and a $3.8 billion federal bailout. So, right now, I think what governments should do is that, one, they should offer transit systems more money to keep them alive so that after the pandemic they can still survive and still have ridership without collapsing. And also for riders, I feel like it may just be safe to ride the subway for short distances, but not for long distances, and that would be more if you it would be better if you ride in cars for long distancing by yourself. The third thing that I'd like to talk about is that the coronavirus is not the only pandemic in some countries. In Honduras, for example, the dengue epidemic has taken over 100,000 people and left 180,000 dead, and as officials brace for another surge in the mosquito-borne virus this year, they are also wondering how to deal with the coronavirus. And oftentimes epidemics pitch nations into a grueling two-front public health battle, which is a crisis mirrored in numerous countries, including in the Caribbean and Latin America and Southeast Asia. So the problem with this is that many countries have paused vaccination programs, which are threatening efforts to control diseases like polio, tuberculosis, and measles, which are dangerous but easily preventable with the vaccine. In 68 countries, vaccination programs have been substantially hindered, and these suspensions could affect about 80 million children under the age of 1 who are extremely susceptible to these dangerous diseases. The pandemic shows the vulnerability of many countries in different manners, and I think that these coronavirus and something else combined will most certainly dangerous many countries, because if the coronavirus is so dangerous in perhaps a developing country like America, then it could do worse damage combined with another disease, and I feel like vaccination programs should continue. That's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.